UV light, long demonized for its link to sunburn, wrinkles, and skin cancer, has a surprisingly softer side when it comes to the immune system. While excessive ultraviolet exposure can wreak havoc on skin cells and DNA, moderate, controlled doses of UV light have been shown to do something remarkable: calm down an overactive immune system. And in a world increasingly filled with autoimmune conditions like multiple sclerosis, MS, and psoriasis, this lesser-known property of UV light is attracting growing scientific interest, not as a cure, but as a surprisingly potent immune modulator. Let's start with the basics. Autoimmune diseases occur when the immune system goes rogue and starts attacking the body's own cells and tissues. In psoriasis, that means skin cells are overproduced and inflamed. In MS, immune cells attack the protective myelin sheath around nerve fibers in the brain and spinal cord. These aren't allergies or sensitivities, they're full-blown internal rebellions. And here's where UV light comes in, like a very unlikely peace negotiator. Research has shown that controlled UV exposure, particularly UVB, can dampen these overreactions by affecting how immune cells behave. One key mechanism involves regulatory T cells, the peacekeepers of the immune system. UV light seems to encourage their development and activity, helping to suppress inflammation and reduce autoaggression. Additionally, UV exposure can reduce the activity of pro-inflammatory cytokines, chemical messengers that fuel the chronic inflammation seen in autoimmune diseases. Take psoriasis, for example. One of the most established and widely used therapies for moderate to severe psoriasis is phototherapy, specifically narrowband UVB light therapy. This treatment isn't just popular, it's clinically validated. Patients are exposed to a controlled dose of UVB light several times a week under medical supervision, which helps slow down skin cell turnover and reduce inflammation. For many, the improvement is dramatic. Redness, flaking, and itching diminish without the systemic side effects that come with some immunosuppressant drugs. But the story doesn't end at the skin. Multiple sclerosis, a condition traditionally managed with immune-modulating drugs, also seems to have a relationship with sunlight, and not just through vitamin D, though that's part of the picture. Epidemiological studies have long shown that MS is more prevalent in populations living farther from the equator, where UV exposure is lower. While this was initially chalked up to vitamin D deficiency alone, newer research suggests that UV light itself may have a direct, vitamin D, independent impact on immune regulation. In animal models of MS, UV exposure has been shown to reduce disease severity even when vitamin D synthesis is chemically blocked. This points to UV-induced immunomodulatory mechanisms that don't rely solely on raising blood vitamin D levels. For instance, UV light can influence the production of nitric oxide and cisurocanic acid, molecules that affect immune signaling and inflammation at a systemic level. It may also alter the migration and function of antigen-presenting cells, reducing their ability to stir up autoimmune attacks. But before we all start scheduling daily sunbaths in the name of immunological peace, there are caveats. The line between therapeutic and harmful UV exposure is razor-thin. Too much UV light can damage skin cells, trigger immune suppression in unhelpful ways, and increase the long-term risk of skin cancers. That's why medical phototherapy is tightly regulated in terms of intensity, duration, and frequency. It's not the same as lying in the backyard for an hour with your shirt off and hoping your MS improves. There's also variation in how individuals respond. Factors like skin tone, latitude, genetics, and existing immune function all influence how UV light interacts with the body. For instance, people with darker skin may need longer or more frequent exposure to achieve the same immune-modulating effects, but they also naturally have better UV protection. This makes designing a one-size-fits-all protocol difficult and calls for a highly personalized approach. Still, the therapeutic potential is hard to ignore. Moderate, strategic UV exposure, whether through supervised phototherapy or carefully calibrated natural sunlight, offers a compelling tool for managing certain autoimmune diseases. And in some cases, the benefits go beyond symptom relief. Patients with conditions like eczema, vitiligo, or lupus, in controlled cases, have reported improvements in both physical symptoms and mental health from light-based therapies, likely due to both immune and mood-regulating effects. So, can moderate UV exposure be therapeutic? Yes, under the right conditions. When applied thoughtfully and medically supervised, it offers an elegant reminder that not everything nature gives us is black or white, good or bad. Sometimes, what harms in excess can heal in moderation. In the end, UV light isn't just a villain or a vitamin D delivery system, it's a powerful biological force that, when respected and harnessed carefully, may help restore balance in immune systems gone haywire.